The only thing that exists is not a thing. You see objects, things. That's made up. It's just energy, and we make something of it. Why? Well, then we can use that object that is only consisting of energy, and we ourselves also are not an object. We are just energy. So energy plays with energy. How can there be loss? How can there be gain, winning play? It's nothing. The unmanifest expresses itself as the manifest. So the not formed energy expresses itself as formed energy. And then it makes different forms. So that you can, or that energy can use that forms just for playing. You see plastic things in the shop, little plastic forms come out of a mold. There's nothing to it, and the one has a face painted on it like a girl and the other like a boy, and children play with it, with just plastic forms. They create and they have adventures. In the same way, we adults play with our imagination. It's not there, but we play with it. We make something out of it. But there is only that self that plays with itself. The self apparently loses itself in the self. But as all is the self, there is nothing lost. There is no thing lost. There is no thing. It's imagination. Oh. It's a funny game. It's all you, your own self. It is you, yourself. It is the self. The unmanifested, formless you. It must be you because you have the experience of it. There's nothing else but you. You experience the beings, the movements and the what is appearing. You experience that in all forms of yourself. You are here, you experience and you feel, and then you have the other form of yourself, which is a friend of a family or some stranger, doesn't matter, but it's also the energy of yourself in that form visible. So whomsoever you are talking to, it has no use. It's only the self expressing itself as the self in all in all its own imagination. The self expresses itself in all its own imaginated forms. The self. That's you. All there is you. And the climax of it, you don't exist. It is just energy. But it's not even moving. You know, energy which is in the wall. You have this point where you can put the current. The current is in the wall. But when you don't put anything in it, and you're not a lamp or a machine, the energy doesn't matter if it is used or not. It is there. it's a possibility to use. Well, that's what energy is. It is possible. It doesn't need to be activated. That's the word. Sometimes I cannot find the right words, but that's okay. You will understand because you are me and I am you. There's only one energy, manifested and unmanifested. Oh, happy, happy, happy. Another simple example of what the mind is doing, the energy of the mind, is cutting itself. You walk on the beach and you see the shells laying in the sand. And then you see, oh, that's a nice shell. It looks like a little heart. I will pick it up and take it home. And a bit further, there's also shells, but there's one and it's dirty and it has a bit of dark sides and you kick it away. So that's the same instrument, or it's the same thing. It is a shell. It is a shell. The both are the same shells. Only one looks like a heart and the other looks like not nice. And that's what we are doing. Nice, not nice. I want it, I throw it away. And that's our life. But it's all the same. There's only one life, and we want this life and the other not. And the puppets of the children, they are playing. They like the one and with a pink collar and the other with a blue collar. It has to go away. It is amazing when you come to think of it, what the mind is doing. But you will find a moment then there's, what is the matter? And then you start to laugh because it is not true. You were fooled by the mind, which is itself only energy. You are energy. All is energy. The shells on the sea is energy. The children with the puppets is all energy in a certain form. And we know that, yes. Well, when you find that out, there's nothing to do. Just like let the days pass. It's all energy. The day is energy. The night is energy. There's nothing to it. Peace. Peace is the less energy formed. It's the closest to that source where it is unmanifested. And then comes peace, the I am, and then it is I like this and I don't like that. And then the world, that makes the world go round. But it is not there, it's just thoughts, it's energy, there's no world. There's nothing going round. It's just a movie in your mind, which is energy. Ay. Be happy, be happy. That's also good energy, it is. You know what really being free, liberation, what that means? People think, I don't like this life, I need to change. And they go on a meditation group or whatever. They try to do something to become free of something. That's hilarious, because the more you do, the more you are stuck in your actions and they are not free. You have a goal, you want to reach something, so people do a lot of things and they don't reach freedom. That's normal. It's not the way that you act, but how you understand what action does to you, and that you cannot stop doing and stop thinking, because that's what people are. They are busy. That's life. You have thoughts in your mind. You have things to do in the day, and that's okay. That's nothing wrong with it. But if you want to be free, don't need to do anything to become free. And it is not the same. You cannot become free by sitting silent and not doing. That's not free neither, because you, in both sides, you have a goal. I want to become free. I want to be free. This I want, that's the thing that keeps you imprisoned. But if you see it from another level of consciousness, then you can compare it with the screen on the television. It does not become free of the images on it. It doesn't need to become, because the images don't influence the screen. And so is your awareness. Awareness is that which is always present. And in awareness appear the things of the day. And you lose yourself in that things of the day, or the actions to reach something, or to become, or to get something, and you are not aware anymore, because you are imprisoned in that what you want to reach. But if you stay aware of that what you want to reach, it will not harm you, because awareness is not touched, and that's what you are. You can do whatever the day is given, but you stay aware of that. You are aware of what is coming and going. And then that's is freedom. You can be aware of the things you do, but then still there is something or someone aware. And there is one more step back. You cannot do that step, but it is becoming aware that there is awareness which is aware of the things you do. So don't change things you do or try to become another person. That will not help. It is about, freedom is about being aware of the awareness of you as person doing things. Then the doing things are not, they don't need to change. I don't mean you have to kill the neighbor. Sometimes you would like to. No. But I mean to say, your behavior is good. Otherwise you would not try to become free. But being free means just see what's going on, and don't bother if you like or not like. That's worldly business. But you as awareness see that. You see yourself there in the world do things, like you see yourself in a movie. And there is another awareness behind that has no form. It is empty. It is not aware of what is being done in the world by you or by others. That awareness is aware of the awareness of you seeing things. And that is the ultimate state before anything appeared. That means you are empty. That's the most real liberation, the enlightenment. There is nothing to be aware of. You only are aware of the one who is being aware, that is going in the world doing things and try to find and doesn't succeed, and that's the person, everyday person. But you can start to become aware of that you are doing that. Then you don't need to change your behavior, because it is not even your behavior. It is just what is coming and what is appearing and disappearing. But you are aware. You are not involved anymore. And then there is this awareness which is empty of all. There are no thoughts, no mind, no things that you have to be aware of, no trying to not to get involved. I must stay aware of that's always the mind, still mind. But something is aware of that mind. And then, if you are in that state, that is the realization that we search for. Being aware of being aware. Awareness is something that you are, that is. Like the screen is. And what is on the screen doesn't matter. You need to change, don't need to change the movie. And you live in a movie. You don't need to change the movie because you cannot move it, change. But you can be aware of that you are in the movie. And then there is this great awareness that is not even aware of the movie anymore. See? There is no thoughts, no mind, no you, no gods, no devils, nothing is there. But now it knows that it is aware. In the beginning it was awareness without anything to compare, nothing to see. So awareness didn't know anything because there was nothing. And then it imagined forms. And that forms became multiple forms. And they were all doing and doing and doing, and then they wanted to be free of that doing and doing and doing, and they started to change that doing and doing and doing. Didn't work. Only back. Be aware of what is going on. And then there is someone being aware. There is still a person. Or no, it's not a person, it is consciousness that is aware of what is going on in the world over there. I always point there. The world is there, and awareness is here in the awareness, and that's the most deepest liberation, to be aware of being aware. There's no one anymore. That's just a blissful state. The people that are looking for the self they only realize that the self is not yourself. Yourself is a possession. It is what's coming out of the self. That's the body, and the mind, and the thoughts, and the actions. And you think that is you. But the real you that you are looking for is that what sees all those movements. The witness. That's the real self. And you can only be that real self when you are not that form. Funny, yeah? Cosmic joke. I had a cup of tea and it is so good, this warmth and the taste. And I look at a photo of Sai Baba and I say, thank you. And he says, well, that's the self you are looking for. It's not the taste of the tea, but the joy. That's the real you. So that means you can find yourself in a cup of tea. And the tea is gone, but still the self remains. Because it can never leave you. The real self is that which is the witness of all that the body self is doing. It's not this self. It is this self that seems to be looking for itself. But it can only find itself when it stops looking and finds out, I can never reach myself. I can never be that self when I am stuck in this body form. And all the time is inside this knowing of the real self. It's okay. The real self is the witness. It sees the body doing things and trying to find itself and to be happy. And the real self is at peace all the time, watching and looking and knowing. The real self is knowing itself. And it can reach itself simply by a good cup of tea or coffee or wine or a trip to the sea or whatever the self, this little self, is doing. It is the real self inside that is the joy of it. That's the truth. The joy of the actions. It's not about the actions, but knowing that feeling of bliss. That's me. That's my own real self, and it will never go away. And once you have discovered it, you can see it was always there. It's always been you. And you used a lot of bodies and thoughts and actions to discover that all the time that you were there, accompanying you in that form. So you were always there, and the forms came and disappeared and came and disappeared. They changed to experience all those actions and thinking, that's good, I like it, I do it again. But it is not the actions that made you happy. It is the happiness itself that was felt by means of those actions. That's the self, the happiness. And then the actions are not needed anymore. And now you found yourself. The joy of the self, the love that you are eternally. That's the bliss of being the self, the real you. Happy, happy, happy. You are not what you think. You are not what you do. You are that which sees what you think or what you do. Better said, you are that what sees what is thought or what is done. It's not thought by you, it is not done by you. Not at all. That's the dream of God. The actions over there in the world. That's not what you are. You are that God that sees it. And you keep silence. You remain in your silence. Why would you leave it and go in the noise? Silly. You will never find peace, what you are so looking for. How can you find peace in noise and movements? You have that peace already. Don't lose it by trying to find it in the noise. You see how silly we are. But it's not about that. It's about discovering that you are that silence. It's not about the actions in the world, trying to find a good time in holiday or in a good meal. It will pass, and the opposite will come. There will be hunger again, and there will be work again. So you need another vacation and you need another meal to find a bit of peace. It's not about that movements over there. They just point you to your own real inner self, the silence that you are. There is no need in you. There's no movement, no thoughts, no opinion. All is there in silence. It merged in your own real silent being, the eternal bliss of yourself. Don't go out anymore to try to find it. You will lose your peace. You see it? So, that's it. You have been looking for that for eons of time. So many lives you have been looking for yourself in that world of thoughts and opinions. It was just a mind game. What you are is the peace inside. Now you found it. Don't lose it again. The peace will not allow you to go out anymore. Or the peace is also with you, and there will be no more noise, movements and disturbing things, because you have your peace, the strongest being that you ever can be, the silence. Be blessed. When you feel the presence of your inner self, the reality of what you are, you are in the silence of your true being. There is no opinion inside you. Because nothing appears inside. All that appears is only in the outer world, which is not yours. The outer world belongs to the mind, to the thoughts, to the opinion. When that appears, that outer world, you have lost your silence and your reality. Although it is eternally present. Even when you are acting, you can feel the silent presence of your true being. And when that becomes stronger, the actions lose their grip. That what appears is slowly becoming less important. It will fade away, although it still appears every day, since you are in this body, in this world. But don't lose the silent presence that you are. It is now here. There is nothing that is not silent. There is nothing, there is not a single thing that is not your own presence. Even if you think about the world, it is totally different from your inner self. The two worlds cannot be mixed, said Ramana Maharshi. The outer world is busy, noisy, and acting. It is moving, changing, and taking the peace away if you are too busy with that outer world. But as you know that your inner self is always present as this silent being, eternally blissful, if you are aware of that, there can not become something more important than that silence that you are. Just give it attention, and that is your real world. It is formless, it has no opinion. Inside you there is no form, no sound, no opinion about whatever, because nothing appears in that silence. The bliss of that silence. There is not a possible sound that can disturb it. There is nothing, no opinion, no movement that can disturb that silence, that presence of yourself. It is the blissful silence of God, the real you, the self that you are. And go in the world. Do what is needed to be done, and all the bliss will be given to you. Although you are acting and moving, it is not disturbing anymore. It will fade away. It's the world of the outer being, the mind, and the inner, in the real self, the mind cannot enter there. Nothing can disturb that peaceful being of yourself. Feel the reality of your true self. It is there. It is the true real self. God, presence, love, silence, bliss. That's your home. Be happy.